family SUVs. I mean, do you remember the time where you could just choose between something boring beige and something boring silver? Well, no. Times have changed because now, dare I say it, family cars are sexy.
They are quite sexy, aren't they? Yeah. They're quite good looking, both of these. We've got the Renault Scenic E-Tech and we have the Peugeot E-3008. Very good choices. And they even have better names than they used to have. So I remember the Scenic when it first came out. It was 1996 and I started doing this job in 1997.
I was 9.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that you were 9 when I started reviewing cars. That really depresses me.
I was 9.
You were the annoying kid in the back, weren't you? Flipping things around and being generally noisy and...
I was a very annoying kid and I'm still an annoying adult. So there we go. Nothing's changed.
Couldn't comment on that. It was always a great car, always really interesting, but it did have a really rubbish name. It was an MPV. Multi-purpose vehicle. Now, Renault just say it's an electric family car and this one's called a fastback, so even the names have got better.
I like the term fastback.
It's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. But what we're going to do today is take Ginny on a trip down memory lane. We're going to compare these two cars. Don't forget to subscribe to the Electrifying YouTube channel. Let's do this.
So, the new Renault Scenic E-Tech. I have wanted to drive this for ages. I think it's probably one of the best new electric cars around, but also, of course, I have an affinity with it because I remember the original, the OG, you know.
Talking about you or the car?
You are
the OG.
Okay, 2 OGs. Anyway, so what do you get for the money? Well, you get an 87 kilowatt hour battery, which is good for 379 miles of range. And we've been waiting for this for ages, haven't we? Family cars that can really do the distance. Now, there is a smaller batteried version available as well, which will cost you less, but I think this is going to be the big seller. Not least because it comes with loads of kit, including, let me present, the pano roof that I know you love. You love that roof, don't you?
The panny roof in that thing is a work of art. The way it kind of opens and closes without opening and closing, but it kind of looks mystical and magical.
It goes opaque.
Yeah.
Opacicity.
Yeah, easy for you to say.
That word, yeah, that. Have you got one of those?
No, I don't.
No, she doesn't.
Look, it is an option, but it's an expensive option. So maybe don't go for that. But let me tell you about this, the Peugeot E-3008. So this has a 73 kilowatt hour battery. It will do 326 miles and it starts at £45,850.
Hang on a sec. Whoa. What does it actually cost though? What does this one cost, this model?
I said it starts.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
But how much does the car you got here today cost? Sorry?
Just under £52,000.
Just under £52,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of £5 more than this.
Yeah, well, look, you can get some decent deals on it in terms of finance. You can get one of these for £300 a month.
And funnily enough, you can get some decent deals on this at the moment, and you can get one of these at around £300 a month, depending on what you put down, of course.
Good for you. Look, finance deals are always subject to change. If you want to see all the latest deals, go to electrifying.com or listen to our podcast and subscribe while you're there. Thanks, team.
So you said at the start they were sexy. I actually think yours is sexier.
I agree.
Yeah, it is.
I totally agree.
I mean, they've got similar vibes. They've both kind of got a bit of a kind of angular look, but there's something about the Peugeot with its...
Right, here's my theory.
Okay.
If we were to give these personalities,
Yes.
this car would approach you and go, yeah, all right, yeah, how you doing? Whereas this would come up to you and go, oh, hey, how you doing?
Nice to
all right,
meet you.
Yeah, take care, safe journey home. All right, it's lovely to see you.
Please take me for a drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah, it's polite is what it is. This is an angry beast. This would be called Blaze, whereas that would be called Stuart or something.
Brian.
Brian?
Blaze and Brian.
Nice.
It's not very French though, is it?
No. Briand.
Brr.
Okay, so maybe Renault's not being quite so imaginative there, but these two are pretty closely matched, right? They're both really swoopy, pretty cool looking mid-sized family crossover SUV, fastback, hatchback family car things that have long range and loads of kit.
Yes, that's right, but there are also a few crucial differences. For a start, the Scenic has a longer range and it costs less. But the Peugeot's a bit bigger and gets a much longer 8-year warranty. So, on with the battle of the electric SUV-ish family cars.
This version is the iconic long-range 220 HP, which, as you might guess, has 220 brake horsepower and is the top of the range model. But even the cheapest Techno at a fiver under £41,000 is really very well equipped and gets 19-inch alloy wheels, a heat pump, powered tailgate, full LED headlights, heated seats and steering wheel, adaptive cruise control, twin climate control, keyless entry, and even metallic red paint. You'd go for the Esprit Alpine if you want a sportier look, as it has dark 20-inch wheels, heated sport seats and blue accents dotted around the inside. There are no dynamic differences though, so it's only an Alpine in name only. Mind you, this iconic at $45,495 gets that great solar bay roof, a Harman Kardon sound system built into a bigger infotainment screen and an around view camera. You'll also get these funky 20-inch wheels, which are sort of the same design as the Peugeots.
Okay, so the Peugeot's more expensive and it doesn't go as far, I get it. Although they are bringing a bigger battery 3008 with a 435-mile range, don't you know, and it does look very super cool. This is the GT trim and it does cost £49,650. Yeah, and then you've got to pay £700 for a heat pump to get it more efficient during winter. But look. Just look how fast that back is and how snazzy the claw LED lights are, and it's a whole 7 centimetres longer than the Renault as well. If you want to save some cash, go for the metallic Obsession Blue, as it's the only free option. Like the Renault, 19-inch wheels are standard on the cheapest Allure version, with 20s on this GT. You also get gloss black door cladding and a contrasting black roof on this GT. There's also Alcantara upholstery, adaptive pixel LED headlights, and crucially, I would say, heating for your steering wheel and your front seats. Lovely warm bums and hands.
Hey Ginny.
Yeah?
Come.
I am here. What do you want to show me?
Check this out.
Yeah?
1 minute. Check this out. Would you check that? Check this. Maybe it's the other leg. Check this. Would you check this out? Check it. Are you checking? Will you check? Yep.
Check that out, you mean?
Yeah. Look at the size of this boot.
But look, it's not very high. The aperture is quite. Look.
Okay.
6 foot 2. 6 foot 2.
Hold the line,
6 foot
Paula.
2. Okay.
You can push it further up if you need to.
Okay.
So that makes it fine.
Should we just move on and actually start to talk about boot?
Sure.
Yeah.
520 litres worth of space in
Okay.
here. A huge boot. Also, so much storage underneath there. That's really good storage.
You're right there.
Yeah.
You got
sweating.
You got a frunk?
No.
No frunk?
You?
No, I haven't got a frunk, but do you know what I have got?
What's that?
More space. Come here. See? This might be a shorter car, which I would argue is a good thing, but Renault have managed to get more space in here.
Yeah.
It is 20 litres larger than your boot. And look, under here, got a really great, look, wellies, dirty wellies in there.
That's great.
Naughty children.
Yeah.
Small dogs.
No.
Don't do that, any of those things, by the way, as tempting as they may be at times.
Can I just, sorry.
What? Do you carry that with you everywhere?
Yeah, why do you think I've been happily married 14 years? Right, so. Yeah, no, see, that's a good 2 inches deeper.
2 inches does make
2
a
inches
lot
is
of
a
difference.
lot. Depth is important to get a lot more things in.
Yeah,
So
it does matter.
it does matter.
It makes a difference.
Doesn't always
All right,
matter.
you win on this one.
But it does matter in cars.
On the depth question, you get it.
Yes.
Okay. Strong effort there, Nick.
Thank you.
You tried hard.
Thank you so much.
So win me over with the interior. In fact, you don't need to win me over with the interior.
Have I won you already?
I like the interior.
I didn't even try.
Well, it's interesting because you did the first drive on the Renault
Yeah.
and I did the first drive on this.
Yeah.
So we both know these cars quite well, and I think this is one of the strongest points for me. I like it in here. It feels special.
It does feel special. And do you know what feels really nice? The driving position, you feel like you're in like a little kind of cockpit type
Yeah,
thing, and it feels cosy.
It does. It does.
And I know you are as well, a fan of the lower steering wheel driving position.
Doesn't it divide opinion though.
It's a try before you buy situation. If you've never driven a new Peugeot before, always try before you buy, because it's a completely different experience driving the new Peugeots to how they used to be.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like the low steering wheel, and I like this 21-inch screen I've got going on here.
Curved.
Yes.
It is. It's good. And I like the hockey stick.
Yes.
It's nice. It gives you that cockpit feel.
It does. We have 2 cup holders, treat yourself, and we have wireless charging that's back there. Now I know there's no buttons per se for your climate control, but you do access everything through the buttons in here.
Yeah, that's really useful. They're little shortcuts to the things that you use a lot.
Yes.
So they are very handy.
Yes, I think they're very handy. And I mean, I don't know what this bit is for.
Let's just keeping stuff in there, your little charging.
I never noticed that
Did
before.
you not notice that?
I did not know that.
Open that. There you go.
Ah, well, you see, because the thing is like this has got wireless CarPlay, so I didn't even try and actively look for
Should we
the
talk
cables.
about CarPlay for a bit?
All right, fine.
Okay.
It's wireless CarPlay, but it's not the connection isn't the best.
It's glitchy, isn't it?
It's glitchy.
Yeah, it is.
Which
And-
is frustrating.
yeah. Even I find when it's wired in, it is still glitchy. I think there is a glitchiness to Peugeots and CarPlay generally.
Yes.
That I haven't found in that one.
Yeah, that's much better.
Ta-da! Now I know you like it in here.
I do.
And I like it in here too. I think in terms of just sophistication and feeling a little bit more luxe, I think the Peugeot edges it.
Yes, I agree.
But there's a lot that I love in here. I like the fact actually that both of them are using this nice material. It's such a nice change from just lots of plastics around the car, although it's bound to be made from recycled plastic bottles, isn't it? Let's face it.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. And the seats.
Very
All these seats
comfortable.
are comfy, and the headrest. They're giving me Kia EV9
This is what I wanted to
vibes.
say. Yes, because
like
they're not too far forward. They're not going to give you neck ache. They're actually just right.
They're really nice. So in terms of practicality in here, you have loads of space, loads of storage, all very useful. There's just a lot of useful storage in here, but I think the biggest thing that impresses me about the interior is the infotainment system, because
Yes.
it works really well and it's not complicated to use. It's got really nice vibrant colours, so you've got all your driver information here. You've got your screen, which is powered by a Google Brain, so you can ask us stuff, but it will also do really clever things like it chats to the car, so it will tell you how much charge there is left in the battery. It's just it's great, and it's clear and it's easy to use, and CarPlay syncs well every time. No complaints whatsoever about the infotainment system.
I always appreciate a car that has Google Maps built in, because there's so many cars that just have their own navigation system, and a lot of the time they don't take traffic into consideration, whereas this is already built in and it takes traffic into consideration, which means you are going to arrive at the time that it says.
That is true.
So I like that, and I also really like
physical buttons. Yeah, there's a really good blend between touchscreen and buttons in here. So and it's also a nice place to be, particularly with this.
Yes.
So if you go for the 2 top specs, which you have to have if you go for the bigger battery, and of course this has got the bigger battery, you get this pano roof. But look, it's got a party trick.
Let's close it.
Let's close it. Look at that. Can you see that?
It's like a beach.
Beautiful. It's like waves coming up onto the sand, isn't it?
It makes me all sleepy.
It's so nice. Goes opaque. And then
Leave
goes
it
back.
halfway. Also, digital.
Oh yeah, I don't love those mirrors. I have you ever used one? I've been in so many cars that have got them. I never ever put it on. I just use normal mirrors.
It's
and look
good quality though.
It's good quality, but I just can't help but think it's a gimmick that I don't use.
I mean, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, just as a normal mirror is fine.
But good, nice. In fact, they're both nice places to be. That one edges it, but this, no complaints at all.
Feels airier. I think.
Airy, comfy. Yeah,
It's lovely.
well done. Nicola might get a little more depth in her boots, but my smaller boot means I get the space where I need it. Back here, it is absolutely brilliant. Just look how much legroom there is. So the chair in front is set for Manos, who is 6'2". And you know, he took a lot of space as well. He's not scrimped. And look, I've got loads of legroom. It's just such a practical family interior back here. You've got pockets on the seats in front. You've got loads of charging ports. A couple down there. And then in here, ta-da, a couple more. Now this, for me, is the star of the show back here. It's what Renault calls its ingenious armrest, and it is really ingenious. So this is by far the best bit of it. It's got two little cup holder stands that fold out, and you can slide an iPad in, watch while away your time on a journey, and you can also choose to, if you've got a couple of kids back here, they can each watch. You can put Game Boys, Nintendos in, they can have their drinks in there. I mean, anyone who has been on a journey with kids in the back of the car will be saying, when they see this interior, thank you Renault, thank you very much. This is going to save so many headaches on family holidays. Right then, over to you, Nick.
Right, welcome to the rear of the E-3008. This is set up for Manos. Granted, I am 2.5 inches actually, taller than Ginny. But legroom here is not great. It's way bigger in the Scenic. I mean, there's a bit of legroom going on, but it's just nowhere near as good as the rear seats in the Scenic. And in terms of places to put your phone, I don't have pockets here to put anything in there. You just got a bit of sort of stringy mesh there. And there's, what could you put in there? Not a lot. What's down there? Oh, there's a couple of like charge ports down there. And then, hold on, there's no handle, so you got... Okay, so a couple of cup holders, but you could put your phone in like that, couldn't you? You'll have to kind of sit back like this, and you're not going to see the bottom of the screen, but that, you're not going to get an iPad in there either, or any of your gaming stuff, so, but, you know, if you wanted to, you could do that. It's also not as airy back here. I feel like the windows, because this is a fastback, it's got a slight sort of dip towards the back. So headroom isn't as great either. But it's fine. Seats are comfy, so that's good.
So let's talk driving. And it's okay, it's everything you need from a family car. You have got enough power when you need it from the motorway or when you're overtaking, and when you do go for it, power delivery is nice and smooth, so that's all good. You've got different modes, eco of course, comfort, sport, and then there's a personal one where you can set it up to your own preferences. Now I find the steering generally a little bit light, so what I've been doing is putting it into sport mode, and I've also set it up separately in my preferences. What that does, it just gives it a bit more weight to the steering, which I prefer. Brake regeneration is controlled by paddles just here on the steering wheel. You can move them up and down depending on how much intensity you get. I don't think you ever really get true one pedal driving, so look, I'm using it now. It does really bring you down to a slow. Oh, actually no, I tell a lie. It has, it's done full one pedal driving. But I think you do need to be a little bit more patient for it to kick in. So if you are going to really want to use that, you need to think about things a bit more, because it does take a while to get to a stop. But yes, so far so good. I'm really enjoying it. How about you, Nick?
Well, regen in this is actually fairly decent. It doesn't bring you down to a complete stop, but it is very good. And there are levels. I do find it quite weird that to go up the levels of regen, you flap down by the steering wheel, which is quite strange. But we now have it on like full to the max regen braking. And when you do lift your foot off the accelerator, yes, nice bit of braking. Nice bit of braking there. I want to talk about the brakes quickly actually, because they're a bit, how would I explain this? They're a bit spongy, if that makes sense. So when you come down to brake, so I'm using the regen braking at the moment, right? So slow down and turn. And then if I was to turn the regen all the way off by flapping up that way, and then I come down to brake, it's quite spongy to start with. And then when you get closer to a stop, it's a bit forceful at the end. Spongy, then forceful. Spongy, then forceful. It's quite a strange thing there. But I feel like over-the-air updates would just make this so much better. In terms of how it drives, we've got 210 horsepower in this single motor version. It will do 0 to 62 in 8.7 seconds. Perfectly fine. Don't need it to go any faster than that, really, do you? perfectly fine. It's a family SUV. You don't need to throw it around like a sports car, but you're going to feel the urge to do that because of the small steering wheel. Now, I said earlier, it takes a lot of getting used to when it comes to a Peugeot. I am a fan. I really like the driving position. I like that the steering wheel is low. I like that it's small. I like that you look over the top. I find it all very, very comfortable. But I know there's a few other members of the Electrifying team that aren't a fan of it, but I am. I really like it. But it feels extremely small and extremely low in here because the size of this car, I mean, you feel the size of it. You can feel the weight of it. This is 2,100 kilograms, so it is notably heavier than the Renault Scenic. So Ginny, what's it like over there? What's your ride like?
Again, it's okay. There's a bit of body roll if you push it too hard into corners. This is definitely a car that likes a bit of notice if you're planning to change direction. But it's a family car, not a sports car, so that's also absolutely fine. Other than that, I think it's quiet and well insulated from the noise of the road. I think one of its big flaws is that it doesn't love potholes though. It likes a nice, beautifully tarmacked road. Good luck with finding those in the UK. We have got so many potholes at the moment. The roads are dreadful and it does feel a bit clattery on bad road conditions. Oh, nice indicator. Oh, it's like the sound a horse makes when you're a kid and you make the sound of a horse. No? Okay, maybe that was just me.
Because I know the Scenic sounds good, but have a listen to these. That's lovely, that. I like that. That's really great. What do you reckon?
Both the Renault and the Peugeot get fast DC charging, with the Peugeot having 160 kilowatt, which is good for a 10 to 80% top up in around 30 minutes, or a 100-mile top up in about 10 to 15 minutes. It also gets vehicle to load so that you can charge your devices from the car's battery, something that the Renault doesn't get.
The Renault manages peak rapid charging speeds of 150 kilowatts, which is only a touch slower than the Peugeot, although the 10 to 80% rapid charge might take closer to 35 minutes because it does have that bigger battery. Bear in mind, you only get 130 kilowatts on the smaller batteried 60 kilowatt car, so do factor that in when you're weighing up the £3,500 price jump for the bigger battery. Plug these cars into a normal 7 kilowatt home wall box, you'll have a full battery in under 13 hours, about 3 stints on a cheap overnight tariff. And the final crucial question, what's the real world range like? Well, it's actually a little disappointing. After running the Scenic over several weeks, I found that I'm getting about 15 to 20% less than the claimed range of 379 miles, and that has been in good weather.
Decision time.
Okay.
Should we do the thing? We haven't done the thing for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, all right then, yeah.
So, after 3, which one would you take home and live with for the rest of the year?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Renault.
Ah!
Now, here's right.
Go on.
Here's my theory. This guy,
Yeah.
you can bring him home to the family.
I've decided he's Bruno.
Oh,
he's
he's
a
such a
Bruno.
Bruno.
Blaze Bruno.
Yeah,
Bruno.
he's such a Bruno. Yeah, I feel like this guy, you'd bring him home to the family, it would be a lovely marriage. Whereas I feel like Blaze may be a bit of a one-night stand kind of vibe.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I kind of know where you're going. I feel like Blaze would like splash the cash.
Oh.
And Bruno would help you get the most out of your money. He'd be the guy who'd have the coupons.
Oh,
You know, at the
yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah.
So, yes.
But he'd take you to lovely places,
He-
but
be-
would always have a voucher.
And be very polite.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Whereas, yeah, Blaze is a bit more, I'm just spending the money and then it's just you won't turn up on time.
This is probably not really what you should be basing your car making decisions on.
No,
Not
look,
really.
In all honesty,
Yeah.
that's price-wise a bit too expensive for my liking.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. It's a great car. It's got a lot of good stuff about it,
Yeah.
not least the lovely interior and the exterior as well.
Yeah.
But just as an all-round package for what it does, this is the one.
Bruno's your baby.
Bruno. We like you, Bruno.
Yeah.